welcome.
Yes,
Welcome
I
to
hope
our full
everybody's
moon cacao ceremony. So we have a lot going on this full moon. Sky and I were just talking about like our dreams are crazy. And today it felt as if I was going to lunch with my sister-in-law, but I went, my GPS didn't work. And so I typed in the address and it took me to a field instead of the restaurant. So I had to actually go on the restaurant website and get the address from there and do it that way. And there was a bit of time where I felt like, where am I? Like, it says I'm 6 minutes away, but really, where am I? Like, it felt like I switched time zone, or like not time zones, but like I was in a different year or something. It felt so bizarre. Oh my gosh.
That's so interesting. I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone, and it sounds like
Yeah.
that's like my dreams last night were just so. I was just telling Marabella, like I literally feel like I already lived I reckon a full week or two, and then I woke up and I'm like, oh, I've got to now do the day. Like I was saying, I think Marabella was there, Miranda was there, Larissa, Marcus. I'm releasing parasites on the full moon. We're in Arabia, and like, but it wasn't. I dream all the time. And then I'd go back to sleep and just rejoin the dream. It never ended.
Wow, I've had dreams like that too. And it makes you wonder. I feel like part of that with that releasing is that energetic release. I think we do a lot of spiritual work in our sleep. And so I have no doubt that we were probably there helping others, and you're releasing kind of maybe what you picked up on as you being a helper in your dream life.
Maybe. So
Yeah.
I remember I've gone through periods of my life where I don't sleep. I black out for like 40 minutes, but I don't sleep. And in those, what's really interesting is it's like you still dream, but you don't go unconscious. It's like, so and those times feel like you actually step into it, like, or you could call it an astral body, a static body, like that your soul. It's like this energy that just shifts. And like last night, I feel like I was really just feeling more um, deeper levels of stepping out of my body and doing something. So it's interesting that this
Yeah.
is full moon, and well, we're
Right.
here now. I've got the
Yes.
cacao.
We've got our cacao. I brought cacao this time too. What is yours
Ah,
today? What kind do you have?
okay, so I did hemp milk, 2 dates, the cacao, blended up in the blender, and then I boiled some water. And so I filled this up at about there with like chocolate. No, sorry, then I put it through a nut milk bag. So there's no
Okay.
actual thickness in there, because I find it gets too milkshakey.
Yes.
Then I put it in, so it's like that much. And then I put a little bit of hot water to make it warm.
Nice. Mine was made on the stove. All it is cashew milk and cacao pellet, little cacao discs, 3 discs, and the rest is cashew milk. So it was very simple today.
Oh,
A lot of times I add things, but I just wanted to keep it simple today. Tonight is our full moon. I don't know the exact time for the time zones, but it carries over today, tomorrow, yesterday. And it is full moon in Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus is the ruling planet of both Libra and Taurus. I have Libra sun, Taurus rising. And so I've been just going through a whirlwind of things, just a lot of emotions. And it's also the full beaver moon. And beaver, the reason they call it the beaver moon is because the beavers get everything stored up for the winter. And so I kind of wanted to tie that in with our intentions. And we don't always talk so much about intentions. I mean, we talk about them, but I don't remember if we did last month. I don't think that we did, but we might have. And so I wanted to talk about our intentions because this is the last super moon before we go into winter. So um no, last full moon before we go into winter, and it is a super moon. And so this is a great time to gather your intentions to put forth, maybe that you want to have happened by the end of the year, or maybe you want to start thinking about your intentions for the next year. But intentions are super important. And when we are manifesting, we're actually putting forth our intentions, whether we are thinking about it or not. We are creating what we're thinking. And I want to also remind you that sometimes when you're manifesting and you're receiving, you get what you were wanting, but it doesn't look quite right. Like today, my drive to the restaurant was not quite the way that I thought I would go, but it was a beautiful fall day and just a gorgeous day in nature. So I feel like I was meant to see all that beauty for a reason, but my intention was still to get to the restaurant, and I still got to the restaurant. It's just the path was a little bit different than what I thought it would be. So it's important to keep that in mind too, as we're thinking about our intentions and what we want to bring into our life. So as we sip our cacao, just kind of be thinking. You can always write something down if you want to. And I want to dedicate this whole ceremony today to my friend Ariana. She is about between 20, I'm not sure if she's 20 or 21, but she has come down with something like a mysterious illness, and
Oh,
she's sick and we don't know what's going on. She's at this moment, she's at the doctor. They're doing all kinds of blood tests and everything. So I'm like, okay, Ariana, this one's for you. All this positive, wonderful energy is for you to help you to feel better. And maybe she's going to watch this and she will try some
I hope so.
different things. Yeah.
I hope so. But, let's just talk about, just before we get started, just
Yeah.
about your journey. And you had a detour. You
Uh-huh.
manifested. You're thinking you're going to lunch, and you're taken on a detour. And even Ariana's journey is, we're constantly thinking and projecting and manifesting, and we want these things to come to fruition. We can't plan when our consciousness puts them there, right? So a lot of people are like, manifesting doesn't work for me. I manifested I wanted to go to lunch, or I wanted to have this perfect life, yet I took this detour, or I got sick. Sometimes our consciousness takes these detours to show us things, to teach us things, and we're manifesting things that we've already thought of in the past that we need to go through. So we need to be aware of that. Otherwise we don't sit in gratitude, right? We're like, that didn't work, this isn't for me. And so to stay positive, we need to remember that our consciousness is only delivering what we've asked, and that road may not look like what the brain told us it was going to look like, but our
Hmm.
consciousness always knows. I promise you, I've been on some woohoo bendy type things, right, in my life, and I swear, like, what I feel like I manifested them some way and needed those lessons. So I just wanted to say that before we get started. But
Right.
sending Ariana so much love.
Thank you. Yeah, it's like the surrender. There's a surrender once you put it out there, you kind of surrender. It's like when you go to a restaurant and you order food, you just know it's coming and you just enjoy your time at the table. You're not trying to go back and
Control
ask
it.
the cooks how much longer it's going to be. Yeah, right. And just
Yeah.
open up and enjoy where you're at in the moment, because this is the only time you're going to be right here, right now, in this very moment. So just allowing yourself to enjoy where you are in the moment is super important too. So, yeah. So, if everyone wants to grab their cacao, whatever else that they're having, just close your eyes. This is um, Taurus full moon, which Taurus is very earthy. So, we're going to imagine now that we are going to connect deep into the earth, into Mama Earth. So, just holding your cacao, and we're just thanking it for thanking being thankful for all the hands that our cacao or whatever that you're drinking has passed through. Thank you for this time for Sky and I to connect with you and to be under this beautiful full moon energy. Just taking a couple of nice deep breaths in through your solar plexus in your tummy, Nice deep breath in and a nice deep breath out. Just relaxing. Another deep breath in and another deep breath out. Now imagining that your feet have branches on the bottom and they're going all the way down, down, down into the earth, grounding us in, imagining that these branches go all the way to the center of the earth where there's a beautiful crystal that just fills us with such grounding, beautiful, gentle, earthy energy as we relax down, down, down into the earth. And then imagine from the very top of our head, which is called the crown chakra, imagine the energy reaching all the way up to the sun. Imagine the sun filling us with beautiful white light. So we are connected in with the beautiful radiant sun, and we are connected in with the deep healing earth. Just taking a few deep breaths here. And just being fully present as you open your eyes and take your first sip. So delicious.
It's so delicious. So grateful.
And cacao is such a magical plant. I just love having a cacao ceremony during a Taurus. Taurus is very earthy. Cacao comes from the earth. It is a very potent plant medicine, non-hallucinogenic, but very heart opening. And I have this book. I have a book called Petals of Love.
Bye, Marabella.
And it is very Venusian, I don't know if you say it, Venetian inspired. There's a lot of touches of Venus. There's even a chapter dedicated to Venus in the book. And of course, Taurus is Venus ruled. So I want to read just a little bit from my book. It's called, I don't have numbers on my chapters, but the title is The Energetic Blueprint of Cacao, A Bridge to Higher Consciousness. So just to let you know, it's not a hallucinogenic at all. It's a heart opener. I have been called many things: medicine, teacher, elixir of the gods. But above all, I am a bridge that leads not just to physical nourishment, but to spiritual awakening and self-discovery. I connect you to the whispers of the unseen, the sacred knowledge encoded within your being, waiting to be remembered. Through me, you cross into a space where the heart speaks freely, where intuition sharpens, and where the divine within you stirs you awake. A bridge between the seen and the unseen, the physical and the spiritual, the mind and the heart. I do not rush transformation. I initiate it. I whisper to the soul, reminding us of the love that has always been within. Unlike other plant medicines that propped me into the heavens, I work from within, gently expanding awareness through the heart. My energy is one of deep presence, of slowing down and coming home to oneself.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
I like it how you said it doesn't propel you into the heavens like other plant medicine, but it takes you into yourself to work on yourself. I love that.
Yes. And it opens your heart. And also it has this way of taking away fear. Doing all these lives with Sky that I do has been really amazing for me. I feel so comfortable doing a live, but at first I was super scared and nervous. And the cacao is what connected Sky and I, because I was told I was going to do a cacao ceremony by one of my clients, and I thought she said, uh, "Will you come to a cacao ceremony with me?" And so I said, "Okay, when's the cacao ceremony?" And she said, "No, you're gonna give it." So I did all this research, and I, drank cacao every day and meditated with Mama Cacao, and I felt like I was her ambassador, and I could do these cacao ceremonies. And then Sky, I think I posted my first day of trying cacao with my husband, and then Sky messaged me, and it took off from there. So it helped me to open my heart, and sometimes I still get nervous, but I still do it anyway, like, even though I'm nervous, and it really helps to make the fear less, I guess you could say. So it's been an amazing journey.
It gives you confidence. It's like
Yes.
a bestie, right?
Mhm.
You've got her with you while you do it.
Right, right. Yes.
But also, I think it's one of those things when you see people online and people think, oh, they don't have any fear. I'm too scared to do it. But you're not the only person who, when they start doing these podcasts with me, who it's like really overwhelming and scary. But it stops, right? The more you do it, the more eventually you show up. You're like, I'm so excited to do this. And that's like everything in life, guys. Like if something you really want to do it and you're like, I'm too scared to do it, is take baby steps, but know that the fear will go. The more you
Yes.
show up, it becomes yours. You own it in the end, right?
Right. And do it afraid. Feel the fear and do it anyway. I
Yes.
think that's the name of a book.
It's
Yeah.
empowering.
So, does anyone or do you have intentions? Do you ever set intentions?
Yes and no. So I have this tendency to have found when I started healing to find ways every day to love myself and then let the universe unfold as I work on myself. So I kind of was somebody, and I've been very open. I have that ADHD brain where I can be doing something but living somewhere else. So I can be working, for example, or be with somebody and constantly thinking of, oh, I can't wait to reach this goal. Can't reach, life will be better when I have this. I've got to have this. And I changed my life to be like, stop thinking and start using that energy in doing. So my doing is, and I spoke to Tony about this week, we both spoke about it, how it looks different for everybody, but it's important that I get up and be outside or do some movement, have some juice. I at the moment have a matcha as well. I will come back, I will do some work. I will make sure I get around and go to the beach. I'll make sure I make myself some sort of raw food, which really nourishes me that day. I make sure the people I'm around are good. I spend time helping people and creating.
Mhm.
And that energy, usually any time in my life I used to get well, was spent, oh, I'm going to get there. I'm going to have this. This is going to be mine. I'll get there. And I found that very self-sabotaging. So I find for me, there's always goals, but I find I sabotage if I make them too big.
Mhm.
And that's for me, right? So like, of course, like things that like I'm excited that are coming up. I work better in small bursts. When I make the goal too big, I seem to self-sabotage.
Oh,
So I let just like little goals build up to big goals. Like I never
mhm.
thought about going to New York, for example, but it was a huge dream of mine. I'd left it, like as they say, think about it, then send it off. Don't
Right.
obsess over it. And then all the work I did got me to New York. Like it wasn't actually that the last 4 years, it was even in my mind. It
Yes.
used to be when I was sick, and then when I freed it and lived in the doing. So maybe that's what I do is I think about it, but I don't get through a day by like being in the mindset of living somewhere else.
Mhm.
So that's how I set intentions is show up for myself every day doing my little rituals and routines and whatever. Some people like that. For you, I know they're cards. Some people like Tony, it's journaling, each person. But those things seem to reach the goals that I've thought about and freed
Mhm.
off to the universe. And I was never very good at doing that. So that's how I do that now.
I love that. I love that you know yourself so well, that you know how to reach your goals and release them. I think that's a huge part, is
Yeah,
the
I think that is
detachment.
too.
Because when you hold on to something so tight, it doesn't have any room to go out there and become realized. So the law of attachment is super important. And I know for some people it's really hard to do, but I like how you will take action and how that helps you to detach. Because when you take action, you're in what you're doing. It gives, especially if you're out in nature, it gives your mind, you're in nature, your thoughts are probably more free flowing, and you're concentrating on what you're doing in the moment. So your brain doesn't have that time to like New York, New York, New York.
Yeah, I think also what you were saying earlier about manifestation is I may have had this idea in my head, just say I held on to it 4 years, what New York was going to be like it may be Statue of Liberty, which I didn't get to see
Mm-hmm.
this time around, right? And I may have obsessed over it. And then when I don't see that, I tell the universe my goal wasn't reached. Just like when you were going to the
Mm.
restaurant and you took a different path, some people can see that as my day's ruined. This was the worst day. You're like, I got to see more beauty,
Right.
so I think it was really important for me. I think a lot of dopamine comes for not just myself, but many people who aren't happy in their life, in the thinking of hope. And not, no, hope is the wrong word. Imaginary world, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's great for manifesting, but the actual gift of life is this physical presence that we get to experience that many
Yes.
of the souls don't get to experience. So for us to constantly live in our headspace can be, well, for me, in my experience over 40 years, was self-sabotaging until I became, the raw foods helped me present and be like, I'm running right now and I love that. But I
Yes.
love the sun on my skin. Before I'd be running, going, if I keep running, like this is when I think of being younger. If I keep running, I'll lose weight. If I lose weight, I'll be more popular. Like talk like that. Like when am
Yeah.
I going to manifest being better at whatever I'm doing? And now I find those type of things, as in being around good people and having like happiness, come from me loving the run and loving the sun. I had it all wrong in the first part of my life, and I think many people do. The way that the way that media is portrayed, and especially now, is people think they'll be, better if they have this. When you get there, you just want more, and because that's the
Right.
mindset set up.
Yes. 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 When I was younger and I used manifestation, I would get what I would want, and then I'd be like, now what? And I think there's some, first of all, releasing to get it, but then being grateful and being in this moment. So enjoying where you are, being thoroughly in it. Having that, I think we talked about last week appreciation, but having that appreciation for that that moment that you're in and enjoying it, because really we only have this moment. This is it. So let's be happy in the moment, and you put intentions out there and release them. There's a couple of really great ways to do that, is that you can write things down and burn them, or you can draw like a little picture of what you want. It doesn't even have to be, it doesn't have to be like a monument from New York or something. It could be like you're thinking and you're scribbling at the same time. And so no one has to know what it means. And then you put it somewhere where you're going to see it every day, like your refrigerator as you walk out the door. And that way, if you have a hard time, if your brain has a hard time letting go, you see it, you're like, aha, it's right there. And then you walk past and
I
you
like
go out
that.
the door. Yeah. And it works really, really well.
I like that. I think what also happens when, just say you want a bike, right? And you spend days, a year, 10 months, every day dreaming of you on the bike, thinking of you on the bike. You're with your friends on your bike. You love the bike. You get the bike. You've trained your brain to not be present. So you can't appreciate the bike. Your brain now is so trained, it has to imagine something else. So you'll be riding around that bike, living your dream, but now you'll be like, I need the electric bike. I'll be better with the electric bike. And because you've trained yourself, I really had to, when I healed, is of course, have these dreams, but think about it and let it go and then
Right.
live. because I feel like you can get so, and the best way to do that, the only way to do that is to be grounded. I can't
Mm-hmm.
do it indoors, I'm not present indoors. I can focus, and that's getting better over time, but to truly be present, I have to be full of raw foods and have my feet and bottom, well, at least part of my body grounded, and then I become present. And then when I come back inside, I'm more present, but it fades very quickly.
Yes. And the raw foods, we haven't spoken about raw foods today yet, but that really does help with the connection with nature, and really does help when you come back in from nature, keep that vibe going
Mhm.
inside, having the raw, and listening to your body as to what to eat too really does help. Like some days, I went through this last couple weeks of craving greens. Like I just could not get enough. So I had live greens. I also had some powdered greens, and I mixed it all together. Like I could not get enough. And I think it was just a balance from having so many fruits in the summer. But like when you're out in nature and then you're having the raw, your body will tell you. Or like people that do yoga, I do yoga too, and it helps you, like your body will tell you what you need.
It
And that
does.
helps you to be so in the moment and so centered and so grounded. I'm like you too though. I like to be outside in nature, and just stepping outside barefoot. It doesn't matter the weather. I've stepped out. I'm not urging people to do this, but I've stepped outside in the snow in my bare feet.
You go,
Just
girl. I encourage people I work with to do that. And people are like,
yeah,
because people come with why they can't do things. And I'm like, walk out, come in, you're grounded. You don't have to stay
yeah,
out there. We can do snow walking, but
yeah.
just go out, or
Uh-huh.
if it's really cold, put like 4 layers of like breathable cotton or bamboo socks on, and go as long as you can, come back in and just put them in the dryer or the
Yeah.
wash, and then do it
That's
again. You'll still ground. Like that gift. Don't think about what you can't do. Think about how you can do it.
I encourage you to do it. You're
I
right.
love that.
Yeah, and it's
I
fun,
love
and
that
it
so
takes you
much.
out of whatever's going on, and you feel so alive. It helps you to feel alive and grounded at the same time, so connected. Such a great feeling.
You do. And I always say, if you follow my lives, like what I always say is I encourage people not even to follow me or other raw vegans, but become the animal we always were meant to be. So, like, the squirrel isn't coming down the tree hungry, knocking on the neighbor's door, asking for the naturopathic or the nutrition breakdown or recommended daily intake. It's just eating, or my mum's dog, it doesn't feel well, it stops eating and
Uh-huh.
drinking and then eat some grass. I
Right.
promise you, nobody taught that dog that. Or any
Right.
dog around the world. And we think that we are at the top of the kingdom, but how come we can't do that? And that's
Right.
what I encourage. And I find the raw foods and nature allow us to go, I need tomatoes and capsicums. Like I need all that lycopene or something red. We don't have to
Mhm.
understand what we need. We can
Right.
just crave. And usually right now, even saying tomato, red bell pepper, and even watermelon is sounding good to me. Something in that red spectrum is what I need. Don't worry about why. The more you just act on that, we're talking about fresh foods here, you
Mhm.
start to get in tune with that. And
Yeah.
essentially, what a gift, right? Every other animals walk around knowing what to do. How come we don't?
Right. And we have that capacity. We have that
We
skill
do.
to do that. We just naturally do. Our bodies are, we forget how wonderfully made our bodies are and how they're meant to heal themselves. And we have natural intuition we can tune into. We just need to ground, kind of turn off our devices, be present, tune into our breathing. Um, Sometimes we're afraid to be alone with ourselves, just not to have somebody there or the TV, but to really kind of like trust ourselves and trust in the divine that we're protected and cared for, and just really be in the moment. And it's okay. Like it's okay. And then little by little, you do start to learn what you need to have, what your body is craving, what it needs.
You do. I love this. I just saw Barb wrote this. 2 years before I met my husband, I wrote a list of qualities I wanted in a partner if I had those qualities. I also wrote a wedding card to my future husband. It worked. I then gave him that card.
Oh, I love that. That's
Beautiful.
giving me chills. Thank you.
I love that
That's
so much.
beautiful. Oh, wow. Yeah, so good.
It is. So there's so many different ways like that. I feel, I don't know, when I'm like more connected to nature and I eat in tune with nature, I'm just happier. Like when I think
Yes.
of being overconsumed and the overthinking and the over like wanting, it's you're not happy. And I've never found any other way to be happier than to get, I would say, snuggled up with nature,
I
out
love that.
or filled with
Ooh,
it. Like the more you can snuggle up with nature, grounded, sunlight, the breeze on your skin, the better you feel.
oh, so beautiful. I love that. Snuggled up with nature. I am
Yeah.
craving nature right now. My puppy had her operation, so she can't have puppies. And so I've been kind of low key with her, and I haven't been able to get outside as much as I usually do, just for little bits of time. And I'm like dying for a long walk. And I might just go out in the
Oh,
rain after and go for it. But I love how, was her name Barb with a
yeah.
comment? Barb, how she wrote that down. Writing is so, yeah. Um, Writing is a powerful way to manifest because when we write our intentions or our desires down, it gets it out of us and it's a way to free them. And something about the written, I have my clients all the time keep a journal if they will, because it just helps everything. It helps to get your thoughts out, um, helps to write down your dreams, helps your manifestations to come quicker. And how sweet that she gave the card to him. That's
Oh,
so beautiful.
that's so beautiful. I've actually seen girls online where, because everything's recorded these days, when they're younger, they're on video being, I'm like going to marry Matthew Callagher or whatever this person's name was, and we're going to have this many children, whatever. And then they played at the wedding where she does marry him. Like I've seen those,
Oh my
which,
gosh,
yeah.
that's so good. I
So you
love
never
that.
know. You've got to put it out there, right? Don't be
Yeah,
afraid of those thoughts and feelings and putting them out there. But then once you do, set them free and look after yourself and make yourself feel the best and live your best life.
yeah, feeling your best. And like you said, eating the raw foods, it really does make a difference because when my dog passed away, I started to eat more cooked vegan, and I definitely felt kind of a lowering in my vibration. And then after I got my new puppy and I started to eat more raw again, definitely the puppy helped with the passing of my other dog, but the raw just helps you to come up in vibration so much quicker, so much
It
faster.
does.
Yeah.
Definitely does. I was going to say what people need to understand as well, that we aren't meant to always be vibrating high, because we go up to gather knowledge and information. And as we vibrate down different frequencies, we bring that knowledge that we learnt up back down. So if you just continually ascend, you kind of don't work Earth the way that Earth works. You are there to ascend at times to have these amazing experiences, and then other times have low experiences and teach people who have never, and hopefully never have to go that low. So it's like this. It's the way that the Earth is. So don't think just because you've dropped that this is bad. You've got knowledge that you'll share or have to help you, but also when you rise, a lot of the knowledge that keeps me rising has come from below. Uh,
Mhm.
so it's not, when you can embrace those times, and especially like you're not a superhero for being ascended. You're a superhero for surviving your hard times. Like you're not like, as much as it's beautiful you've got a new dog. I mean, that's not the superhero power. The superhero power is you got through a loss. Like that is,
Yeah,
and you're getting through it. That to me is where people go, wow, you're amazing. Like that's the hard part, and
right.
that brings higher vibration. So
Mhm.
don't be scared of the dance just because your vibration drops. It's just the path you were destined to take.
Right. And in the lower, like in the more grounded lower, there's so much to learn in that. And
Oh,
also, I feel like to reach the higher, we need to start grounded first. The more grounded we are, then the more we can acquire as we raise to the higher realms.
mm.
And also, having a bad day does not mean you're low vibrational. We all get those from time to time. It's kind of like how you manage to get through it. What do you do? How do you learn from it and then pull yourself out of it, or just allow? Sometimes just in the allowing, just admitting, allowing, accepting, and being graceful in that. And then that moves you to the next level.
So true. Also, if you have, like in my case, been very, very, very far down and you start to come back up, your appreciation for everything changes. So just to feel things again or be around people, you just cannot stop being in gratitude. And that you keep with you as you gain more, go back down, whatever, you learn a lot. So if you keep rising up, you tend to just want more, 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 more. But if you've been down and then you can get through a day with no pain, which a lot of people do every day and they're miserable, but you just sit in so much gratitude. I just sat in so much gratitude that I could feel that way, and I wouldn't feel that way if I hadn't been so far down. So
Yeah, so you have such a huge appreciation for everyone and everything, and you have so much compassion
yeah.
because you didn't let what happened to you make you bitter. Once you found the raw foods and you healed yourself, it was like a huge gift. Like life is such a gift for you, like for all of us, but especially you, really, from coming so far down to being so healthy and vibrant more and more each day. You have so much to be so thankful for. I just love that.
Oh, I love this and I love sharing all of this. So I know that we're going to finish up a bit early today.
Yeah.
Was there anything you wanted to finish up with today?
Um, let's see. Manifestation Taurus. I think I covered everything that I wanted to, that I have in my notes. How about you? Anything?
No, I love
Okay.
the flow of this. I didn't know how that was going to unfold, but I love how it's unfolded, that gratitude and the
Uh-huh.
learning and the paths we take and never what we ever imagined. Like you've got to remember you've got an earthly brain trying to manifest like things that are just like eternal, and there's depths and layers, and like it can't possibly comprehend it all. And that's why we've got to sit in gratitude that sometime in our life we've manifested exactly where we are right now.
Right, right. And don't be hard on yourself. Like, you
True.
don't have to get it perfect. We are here. Earth is like a learning school. We do the best we can. There's love, forgiveness, all of that. So don't beat yourself up. Like, be gentle with yourself, be loving, and enjoy this beautiful full moon. Get outside, do some grounding, do some breath work, have your cacao, and love everyone, love your family. And if you guys have a prayer request, you can send it to me on my Instagram. It's, I think I'm Marabella Butterfly 333. If you
And
need a
yeah,
friend.
they, that your connection is in the description, so people
Okay.
can find you there.
Yeah.
All
Perfect.
right.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Sky. This
much.
was
And
so
thanks everybody
fun.
for joining.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.